Hi class! Today will be lesson 3 on Scratch. I take it that you've done lesson 1 and lesson 2, which is very important before we get on to lesson 3. Today, lesson 3, we will be applying a variable and making it a high score counter, and then we also are going to add new levels into this sample game. Today I have chosen the space theme, and I have already learned how to select a backdrop. I have already also chosen my sprites, which is the sun, the earth, and 2 dots. I have also uploaded sounds for them. Today we're gonna create a matching game. We're gonna match the sun to the sound, and then create a scoring system so we will be able to see if you got it correct. So let's start off with the green ball, and then we're going to select event. When sprite is clicked, the sound that it will play will be the earth sound. So we're just going to click that, then we're going to code that in. Play sound until done. I'm going to do exactly the same thing with the yellow ball. Gonna event when sprite is clicked, we're gonna put the sun sound. Alright, so let's go start coding the sun. We're always gonna start with when the green flag is clicked. We're gonna use the control for forever, and in that loop we're gonna say if. We're gonna use censoring if the sun is touching the yellow ball number 1, which is the yellow ball, just playing the sun sound. Then we will say, instead of hello, we'll say great. And we want to keep it in the exact position it is right now. So we're going to use the motion button. We're going to use the Y and the X axis, which is where it's currently on. And we're going to put it there. We also want to put, if it's touching the green ball, then the sun will return to the original place that we have it. So we're going to use control, and we're going to say if it's touching the green ball, which is ball 2, then it will say please try again. And to put it back in the original place, we're going to use the motion, and we're going to bring it back to its original position. In order for us to drag the sun, we are going to use the sensing, and we're going to allow it to be dragged. I'm just going to pop that there. Going to do exactly the same to Earth. When the green flag is clicked, we're going to use control, we're going to forever the whole bracket, and then if it is touching the green ball, which is ball number 2, we're going to say great. But if it's touching ball number 1, which is the yellow ball, we're going to say touching ball number 1, and it will say please try again. using this position it is in right now, it will go before we touch it, and then when we have incorrectly matched the sound with the sprite. Also, we gotta put in the drag. So let's test that out. When the green flag is kicked, the earth will go here, and the sun will go here. We want it to disappear when we match the correct sounds with the correct planets and the sun. We are going to use hide. But in order to use hide here, we have to show it first. So when the green flag is clicked, it will show the sun, and then when it's touching the correct thing, it will hide it. Same thing with the earth. We're going to show it, and then we are going to hide it. So now since we have gotten our planets to match the correct sound, we are going to create a variable. We're going to go into the backdrop. We're going to go to variables. We're going to click this and the variables will come up. We are going to change that to score. And as always, we go when the green flag is clicked, we set score to 0. And then we can now apply change score by 1 if we get it right for the sun. And then we can do the exact same thing to the earth. When it is touching the correct ball, it will change scores. So it will look like this. Since we have finished this level, we're going to proceed and create a second level. We're going to go to backdrops. We're going to choose a backdrop. You choose something different from it. Since it was in Space City, we'll put it in a spaceship. We click on the backdrops, and then we have 2 now. So since our variable is set to 2, which is our score, so we want to backdrop from Space City, which is the purple one, to the green one when the score reaches 2. So we will go to if. We're going to go forever, and we're going to start with if. We're going to use operators. This will help Scratch in the game notify when to change levels. So we will go put score, drag the score into the circle, and we're going to change the score to 2 because the highest score you can get in the first level is 2. And then we'll put it into that hexagon. And then we will change it backdrop to spaceship. In order for this to come up, you will have to also switch backdrop to the original one at the top. So we'll start off with Space City and then we'll end up at Spaceship. And this is how it will look. Click the green flag. So as you can see, the backdrop has changed to your next level. We're going to add 4 more sprites, and we're gonna put some little cute aliens from the fantasy one. We're gonna have Pico and Terra. You can also change how they look by flipping them around in your costume section. So now we have a problem because we can see these. Ball 1 and ball 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to go hide them. We are going to go and say in events when the backdrop switches from Space City, we are going to show it, and when the backdrop changes to spaceship, we're going to hide it. We can apply the exact same to ball number 2. All you have to do is just drag and drop into the green ball. So we have the exact same coding for both sprites. We're gonna give Pico a dog sound, and then when sprites clicked, he plays the dog sound. And do the exact same thing for Terra, and sprites clicked, we're going to give him a duck sound because these are very whimsical sounds. Then we're gonna apply 2 more sprites. We're gonna go find a dog. Oh, this is cute. We got a dog in the spacesuit, and then we are going to find a duck. For Pico, we will also put when backdrop is Space City, we will hide it. And then when the backdrop switches to the spaceship, we're going to show it. And these two will apply to Terra as well, and also duck and the space dog. So as you can see, it is here. The duck will use, and the sprite will use the exact same coding from the sun. So we're just gonna click it, so hold it, and then we're gonna drag it to duck. And we're gonna do the same thing to the dot sprite. All we have to do now is change the position of it. We are gonna put when the duck is touching Pico, and when the duck is touching Terra, it will be correct. So let's have a go. So we've run into a little bit of problem that we just need to switch them around, and that's how you create a second level in the game. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.